The anime opens at the institution Koyomi uses as a base. Koyomi receives praise from Meme, the mediator he hired, for successfully recovering all of Kishshot's body parts. Koyomi confronts Meme about how he, who has no prior fighting experience, was able to take down the 3 hunters who dismembered Kishshot when Kishshot herself was unable to do so. Meme explains that Kishshot was attacked by the 3 hunters but was unable to use all of her power. Meme then takes a beating heart out of his pocket. He claims that Kishshot still isn't aware that her heart was missing. Koyomi can't believe that the guillotine cutter managed to take her heart as well. Meme corrects Koyomi by stating that it was actually him who took out the heart. Koyomi was shocked to discover Meime's strength. Meme explains his initial strategy, in which Koyomi was to be his 4th and final opponent. It has always been his intention to maintain equilibrium in the world, so this would have created an equilibrium. Meme voluntarily gives Koyomi the heart after stating that he hasn't changed his mind. Meme congratulates Koyomi once more before asking if he has recently experienced any hunger outbursts. Koyomi replies that he hasn't had any appetite at all since turning into a vampire. Meme thinks that since it has been 2 weeks, Koyomi should start thinking about feeding soon. Meme says it's time for him to leave officially, supposing his job is finished. He promises Koyomi as he departs that he will forgive his debt so that he can rest easy. Koyomi discovers Kishshot as she is enjoying having her parts back and being her usual self. He then asks if she can change him back into a human. She agrees because it was stated clearly in their agreement, but she first asks that they have a conversation. Koyomi and Kishshot travel to a rooftop where Kishshot admits that she had no specific topics in mind. She confesses to simply wanting to have a conversation with someone. Koyomi asks about Kishshot's life because he has always been interested in her long life. Kishshot decides to share one of her stories after giving it some thought and reflecting on her life of more than 500 years. She mentions the only other individual she has ever turned into a vampire. She had previously encountered him as a strong warrior, and he was someone she could entrust with her life. Koyomi asks why he failed to notice the warrior assisting Kishshot during her dire times. Kishshot reveals that it is due to him perishing ages ago. She then draws a large sword out of her body. The sword, known as Heartspan, serves as the warrior's tribute. She finishes the tale of the warrior by revealing that his demise was the result of suicide as she drives the sword back inside of her. After 200 years or more of existence, the majority of vampires grow weary of themselves. The warrior, on the other hand, had only been a vampire for a short while before he made the decision to take his own life. Kishshot has been bored ever since being alone for a long while. When they make a joke about how Koyomi is likely the only person to have ever offered their neck to a vampire, the conversation quickly turns lighthearted. After spending some time bonding with him, Kishshot declares that it is now time to make him human once more. After the long conversation, Koyomi insists that they wait because they are both getting hungry. He then leaves to get them some food. He reflects on his time spent with Kishshot and plans how they will say goodbye properly as he makes his way home. He arrives to the shock of discovering Kishshot consuming Guillotine Cutter's body. Kishshot explains that without blood to feed on, she will succumb. As Koyomi struggles to accept who she really is, he runs to the gym and starts throwing things around to let out his anger. Koyomi has only recently come to the realization that Kishshot is a monster that is capable of consuming human beings guiltlessly. Since he was the one who saved her life when she was on the verge of passing away, he will now be held responsible for any people she kills in the future. Koyomi is reminded that he is also a vampire as his stomach crumbles from hunger. He believes that he will be exactly like Kishshot in the future because he has seen it with Kishshot. In Koyomi's opinion, he must disappear completely before he turns into a killer like Kishshot. Tsubasa agrees to the meeting when he decides to contact her. She walks into the room in the gym and starts to tease Koyomi as she always does. She charges him with being a pervert who wants to see her underwear. He adamantly dismisses the accusation and insists that he is far too much of a gentleman to yield to such urges. Tsubasa continues by expressing her eagerness to see his kinder side once this is all over. Koyomi doesn't mention anything about his intentions to die, but Tsubasa still seems to know somehow. She tells him to not give in to such thoughts. Koyomi is more amazed at her and explains how his saving Kishshot will result in other humans to die. Without knowing that the 3 hunters were on the side of human justice, he believes that by defeating them, he became an enemy of humanity. Tsubasa asks if that is why he has given up on becoming a human and has forsaken his humanity. Now that there is a victim due to his recklessness, he claims that it would be far too selfish to grant his own wishes. He says that by ending his life he will be able to atone for his sins, but Tsubasa convinces him that suicide is a sin as well. She tells him that he should not run away from the situation. Koyomi then brings up his concern for his inevitable urge to feed and that at some point you will only be able to see others as food. Tsubasa, having strong feelings for him, says that she would be more than willing to sacrifice herself for him if it ever came to that. Koyomi's final concern is that no one can defeat Kiss Shot now that she has recovered all her strengths. However, Tsubasa tells Koyomi that is the only kin and has the power to stop her once and for all. Tsubasa's words immediately motivate Koyomi, who is now determined to stop Kiss Shot. Despite the fact that there isn't much Tsubasa can do, she offers to assist in any way she can. When Koyomi sees Tsubasa, she thinks of a way she can assist him. He continues by asking Tsubasa if it is alright if he touches her chest. He quickly justifies his demand by pointing out how important it will be for him to avoid getting sidetracked by Kiss excessively Shot's mature body. After a brief moment of hesitation, Tsubasa decides to comply. After she gets prepared by unbuttoning herself, she tells him to make the best of the moment and not hold back. Koyomi couldn't bring himself to touch her parts and says to Tsubasa that he can't do such a thing to a friend. To his surprise, Tsubasa somewhat looked a bit disappointed that they didn't continue further. Koyomi decides to console Tsubasa by giving her a shoulder massage, a perverted way to make amends. Afterwards, they make a promise to see each other again when school starts, and they part ways. Koyomi joins Kiss Shot at the center of the stadium. Their Kiss Shot tells him to stop fighting and gives him the opportunity to return by her side. She believes that they get along well and could live next to each other for eternity. Koyomi refuses the proposal and expresses his displeasure of her need to eat humans. He also regrets saving her life. He has only one question for her and asks what humans are to her. With a smile, Kiss Shot responds that they are merely a meal. Hearing what Koyomi needed to hear from Kiss Shot, and thus the fight begins. Kiss Shot throws Koyomi as he attacks and sends his head flying off his body. This does not kill him, however, as he is a vampire and simply regenerates his parts quickly. In retaliation, he cuts off Kiss Shot's head in one shot, but to no surprise she regenerates as well. They go on to dismember each other in spectacular fashion and they soon recover their appendages back. Their fight is interrupted when Tsubasa runs towards the two of them, believing to have discovered a fact that they have been overlooking. Kiss Shot attacks her and Koyomi's body is obliterated when he tries to save Tsubasa. Tsubasa is shocked at the blood rain from the dismembered Koyomi. However, his head remains intact and he's able to land on Kiss Shot's neck, sucking the blood out of her body. He stops when he has regenerated his body, but Kiss Shot wonders why he stopped, explaining that she still has half of her blood left. Tsubasa reveals that she believes Kiss Shot's plan was to have Koyomi suck all her blood, killing her in the process and returning Koyomi's humanity. Finally, Kiss Shot explains that she originally wanted to die, but she changed her mind at the last moment out of the fear of death. Out of gratitude towards the first stranger to ever help her, she would like to die for his humanity. Koyomi cries as he now has to choose between his own humanity and Kiss Shot's life. Kiss Shot makes another attempt to force Koyomi to kill her by threatening to feed on 1,000 humans every day if she continues to live. Shiaslow says that she will regenerate soon, and her first victim will be Tsubasa. Koyomi screams loudly at such a situation and calls on Mime, who he believes has been watching the fight all along. Mime reveals himself and Koyomi offers him a job. Mime declines the job, but after a second thought names a hefty price, which would be a fair price for his assistance to end the situation with everyone getting what they want. Koyomi is enticed by Mime, who claims that the solution will allow everyone to share in the unhappiness while still safeguarding their fundamental interests. When Koyomi will be on the verge of dying, he orders her to continue sucking Kiss blood shots until the very last second. Almost all of her vampire traits will be eliminated as a result, even more so than when she was physically incapacitated. Nonetheless, Koyomi won't fully transform into a human. He will be able to become a pseudo-human, a state in between a human and a vampire. They must also deal with the fact that Kiss Shot will only survive by sucking Koyomi's blood for the rest of her life, joining the two of them in a blood tie. Kiss Shot is strongly opposed to the plan and desires to give her life in order for Koyomi to gain full humanity. Koyomi, however, has already made a choice. He keeps sucking blood because he wants her to live. The following scene finds Koyomi and Tsubasa talking about the changes Tsubasa has undergone. It turns out that, despite some minor side effects, he has mostly regained his humanity. They discuss how he can now walk outside in the daylight once more and has a more upbeat outlook. Later, Koyomi meets with Mime and a much younger version of Kiss Shot. He takes his shirt off and she begins to feed off Koyomi's blood. They sit together and he ponders about how their lives are now intertwined forever. If you enjoyed this recap, check out the next episode. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more anime recaps, Turn on the bell notification for future uploads and leave a like to help the channel out.